Hi, this is Tom. This is a chess problem. It's white to play and mate in two moves. And I'm going to be talking through how to try to solve these sorts of problems, white to mate in two problems. And you can stop the video if you don't want to hear my voice and try to solve the problem, or you can try to solve the problem while I'm talking. Okay, the first thing that I look at in a check in a mate to move in two problem is to see if there are any flight squares for the black king. And so here I see that there are no flight squares for the black king. Um, and I look for that because that can be useful to try to understand what's going on in the problem. And the second thing that I look at is to try to see if it's a block or a threat problem. So what's a block problem? A block problem would be a synonym would be Zugzwang. So in a block problem, if it's white's move, there's never going to be a mate if it's white's move, because that would be a mate in one problem. But if black moves, then does that allow white to checkmate? So that would be like Zugzwang. Like if black didn't have to move, there's no mate. But because black has to move, then there is a checkmate. So that would be the first thing I would look at after verifying the flight squares for the king. And then a threat problem would be you make a threat, the threat mate in two, and then if black doesn't defend the threat, you execute the mate. And then if black does execute the threat, then typically for each defense, there will be a new checkmate. So that's the idea of threat problems. So if you look at this problem, I'm not going to, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through the analysis, but I'll just start out and you can see that if the knight moves, then that allows knight to g6 mate. And if you go through this process for all of the pieces, then you'll see that this is indeed a block problem. That for every move that black makes, if it's black's move, then there is a checkmate for white. And I would go through this just to see what they all are, because that helps to understand, what's happening in the problem. So in block problems, then there will tend to be three possibilities about the key move. So the key move is a solution. So one key move will be a waiting move. And so a waiting move keeps all the set moves the same. So that's one possibility. And typically when that happens, it'll be a king move. Like a king moving to a place where it can't be checked, or a king moving into a place that prevents black from having a pinning defense. Those are a couple of themes that you might see. And if you look here, you'll see that that's not the case here because the king has to guard the f6 square, and there's no place the king can move that maintains a guard on the f6 square. And this explains why this knight is here. If the knight were not here, the black knight were not on h8, then the king could move to f7 or g6, and then that would be a mate 2 because you have all of the set mates ready to go. So a second possibility would be the key move changes some of the set mates. And if you have a small enough problem, it might change all of the set mates. But in a problem with this many possibilities, what would likely happen is it would change some of the set mates and keep others. And then a third possibility would be that the character of the problem changes, and it's no longer a block problem, but it becomes a threat problem. And those can be very hard to solve because now, like, what's happening in the problem has changed completely. Well, this particular problem is one where some of the set moves are changed, and some of the set moves are kept the same. And I think I'll stop here. I don't think I'm going to give the answer to the problem, but I'll put the answer in the description of the video, and just let you appreciate the new set mates, and just the beauty of the problem. Oh, let's see. I should source the problem. I'll put the source of the problem in the description of the video as well. To say that this is a problem that was created in 1919 by G.C. Alvey. And once again, I'll put information in the description of the video. Well, thanks for watching, and until next time.